What's the word for 2016? Your High Desert Metro News starts now.
This is High Desert Metro News, your first choice for news, reviews, and local information.
Terry Kurtz here, welcoming you to this TGIF edition of your High Desert Metro News. In fact, our final newscast until next year. Thank you for joining us. We have spent a great deal of time this week reviewing the good year 2016 and previewing the new year. And we've been happy to announce a number of new arrivals to our Victor Valley business communities, some that come to mind the past year, from Pieology to Krispy Kreme, establishments that go a long way toward putting our towns and cities on the map. And in terms adverse to many, Adelanto emerges, the marijuana capital of the West Coast, as civic leaders there welcomed commercial cannabis while kicking out the city's minor league baseball team. I've been asked, what are the top trends of the year? And I've stated the top three are Donald Trump, and Donald Trump. The 2016 presidential election was unprecedented in at least three ways: the nature of the winning candidate, the absolute inaccuracy of polls, and the inability of the mainstream media to effectively manipulate voter preferences and, in that way, dictate the outcome of the election. Other unmistakable trends of the year past include the Pokemon Go phenomenon and Major League Baseball's world turned upside down, landing in Chicago's North Side, the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series. To some, that was surreal. Merriam-Webster has announced that surreal is its top word of the year for 2016. The American publishing company, best known for its popular dictionaries, said the decision was based on two simple criteria. The word has a high volume of lookups and a significant year-over-year increase in lookups on the website merriam-webster.com. Merriam-Webster, which has been announcing a word of the year since 2003, defines surreal as marked by the intense, irrational reality of a dream, and pointed to the way its use in news coverage was followed by spikes in lookups, the terrorist attacks in Brussels in March, as well as the coup attempt in Turkey and the terrorist attack in Nice in July. But the largest spike in searches occurred after the U.S. presidential election in November, when the businessman and former reality TV star Donald Trump defeated the heavily favored candidate, former State Secretary Hillary Clinton. The word deplorable also spiked after Clinton used the adjective as a noun to describe what she said were great swaths of Trump's supporters. We have spent the week highlighting the top local sports stories of the year. None was bigger than the final chapter in the storied history of the High Desert Mavericks.
The Mavericks end their storied existence in storybook fashion, #1 going out, same as their first year starting out, winning their 4th California League championship in the team's 26-year history. The operating procedure, very standard in terms of the formula for success and victory. One big run inning offensively, supporting excellent pitching, particularly by the bullpen. A come-from-behind victory to top it all off, sending High Desert Mavericks riding off into the sunset as Cal League champs, as they had done in 1991, 1993, and 1997. Manager Howard Johnson's young team won the Southern Division first half title and swept through the postseason, winning their last 6 playoff contests, crowning themselves champions with a 7-4 victory over Visalia in one lasting act of triumph in the final game of Mavericks' existence. Here it is, the final pitch, the final out for High Desert Mavericks baseball. The ground ball to shortstop Michael De Leon, to first baseman Carlos Arroyo. The Mavericks are 2016 champions of the California League. Skipper Howard Johnson tells KVVB-TV's Tim Harris it was a total team effort and a tremendous accomplishment for the core of youngsters who had won the league championship at Lower A Hickory the year before.
Unbelievable team win for sure all year. The guys played good in spite of probably us coaches getting in the way.
The symmetry of what High Desert accomplished was impossible to miss, as bittersweet as it was. After taking home the title in their inaugural season in 1991, the Mavericks bookend their 26-year stay in High Desert with a fourth and final league championship.
For the 8th year in a row, it appears that those polled and those who cared enough to answer agreed. Whatever is the most annoying word ever. In a telephone survey of more than 1,000 adult Americans, just over 38% of those surveyed want people who abuse the word whatever to know that their use of the word is categorically annoying. The survey, conducted by the Marist poll, reports other contenders in the list of annoying words and phrases include "I can't even," "huge," and "no offense but." Among others, as for whatever, the official meaning of the whatever doesn't do justice to its typical and presumably annoying use. Merriam-Webster defines whatever as anything or everything that, or no matter what. In those particular cases, whatever should strike no ire or annoyance. It's actually quite useful, allowing for the existence of a number of situations or preferences, perspectives, and circumstances. For example, whatever you do, don't sit on a tack. But it's the most typical abuse of whatever that qualifies it as not only an annoying word, but also one that should inspire dire consequences for repeat offenders. Well, I tend to think the annoying aspect is an attitude of apathy, as in the case of someone responding to your concern with a rolling of the eyes and whatever. Well, I for one would like to see diminishing returns in "no problem," although I don't find anything disrespectful nor insincere in it. I just seem to hear it too much, like when I say "thank you" and I hear "no problem" instead of "you're welcome." And that brings us to this close in this last edition of your High Desert Metro News for 2016. And I'm entirely sincere when I say we appreciate you watching tonight, and we thank you for being with us. We wish you happiness, good health, and safekeeping this New Year's holiday weekend. We certainly look forward to bigger and better things in 2017 as we extend our hopes for your peace and prosperity in the year ahead. From everyone at KVVB-TV Channel 33 and your High Desert Metro News, Happy New Year.
High Desert Metro News is a production of KVVB Television, serving the Victor Valley and surrounding communities. Like us on Facebook or on the internet at www.kvvb.tv.